Like, I have this, like,
Right.
condition that nobody even knows what to do with. Like, it's a bad feeling.
Yeah, yeah, like, how helpless, and it's what people are just expected to do is to turn it on themselves then, and just to be like, "Well, I'm not trying hard enough." But when we really peel back the layers and realize, like, "Oh, like, this is underfunded," and for as many people who have this condition and for as long as we've known about it, we really should have some more information, and, I think it's a really healthy way to, like, turn on the anger and put it where it needs to go, right? On this, like, broken
Yeah.
healthcare system, and one of my favorite things in the world is to talk to someone who was just diagnosed with PCOS. Unfortunately, most of the time I've talked to people, years, decades after they were diagnosed, and so they've just carried around this heavy burden and shame and blame. But when I talk to someone right when they're diagnosed, especially if they're young, I'm like, we're going to go through some things and it's going to blow your
Yeah.
mind. um, like one of my college friends, her daughter was starting college and got diagnosed with PCOS. And so she texted me and she's like, don't you know a lot about this PCOS thing? And I was like, yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Like, let's set up a Zoom. And I was like, okay, what you need to know. You got to make sure you don't diet, don't wait cycle. Let's figure out ways to protect you from those two things. And then let's add some supplements, eat enough, protect your sleep. I'm like, these are the things you want to do to start it out and help you to like basically, like, stay as, energized as possible, but also, like, energized to be, like, seeking information and advocating for yourself instead of just, like, constantly putting yourself down. Yeah.
No, I mean, in some ways, in a nutshell, you sort of answered the question, which was like, if you were going to sit with that person, like, what would you want them to know? And then maybe because you already gave us the nutshell version,
Mhm.
like, what is the objective? Like, what are your sort of treatment objectives when you are
Yeah.
getting to work with someone, whether they're newly diagnosed and you get this like fresh slate, like you get to be
Yes.
the first point of contact, which is such a
Mhm.
gift when I think about, like you said, the decades of interactions they've had with endocrinologists that are maybe just weighing them first and foremost, and that becomes the sort of metric for how they're doing. And
Right.
sadly, I've heard those stories. What are
Mhm.
your treatment objectives or even like typical objectives that your clients have when they're working
Right.
with you? And I'm aware that you're a dietitian.
Mhm.
So maybe you could give us the broad brushstrokes and then help even
Yeah.
answer some of those things that you're
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
working on. You
So
mentioned supplements, you mentioned rest. Like, what are the
right.
goals here?